everyone, my name is Epiphany Mescal, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to sew a button on a shirt. Okay, I want to start by saying that, of course, I know how to sew, but I also learned how to sew from my grandmother and my mother. And in 6th grade and through 8th grade, I took sewing classes to improve my sewing because I needed a lot of work. The whole objective is, wouldn't you want to learn how to sew a button on and preserve your clothing because you paid like $15, $7 for it, and you don't want to throw it away because of one button or two or three or however many, maybe all. Let's start off by getting into a little bit of history about buttons. All right, cavemen, they used bones, sticks, pins, thorns, and sinew to hold their clothing together. I mean, you need something. But if you don't know what sinew is a tough, fibrous ligament or tendon that holds or attaches bone to bone or bone to muscle. The fibula, which is also known as, it's a brooch or pin that attach two pieces of cloth together by the shoulder or the chest. All right. And that was replaced by the button in the early Middle Ages. There are two types of buttons. One is the shank, and it's a pierced knob or shaft on the back through which passes through the sewing thread. And the other is a pierced, and this is the one I'm going to show you how to sew it today. It has a hole in the front and the back, and when you sew through it, you can see how visible the thread is. That's all. It's the easiest way to sew. But also, the shank is the most commonly used button today in the 21st century. Now I'm going to show you guys how to sew. First, you need thread, any color thread, like hopefully to match with the button or your shirt. A button, of course. Scissors. And if you don't have these items, you can go to your local grocery store and get them. That'll be helpful. If your clothes didn't come with the thread or the needle, thread or the button, that'd be helpful. All right, you're gonna take the thread. Oops, sorry, gotta make room. Gonna take the thread. I'm gonna cut it. And you're gonna get as much thread as you think you need to sew the button on. All right. We're gonna make 3 knots in this thread in one place, and that's so that the thread doesn't go through the button, or so that it doesn't go out of the needle. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention that you need a hand needle. Please do not buy the machine needle. You'd be kind of mad because it's a little harder to work with. So I got the 3 knots. Can't see it really, but got the 3 knots in there. I'm gonna take our shirt. We're gonna sew on the button. Take the button. I'm gonna place it like that. Put this down a little bit more. And we're gonna take our needle and we're gonna put it through one of the holes and all the way through and back and pull. Just like that. And we're gonna flip it on the opposite side and we're gonna shoot it back through another hole. See how it's coming through? And we're gonna repeat this process until we get the needle, the button sewn onto the shirt. There it goes, sorry. Be careful not to stick your finger because it really sucks being poked by the needle. It really sucks. Just keep sewing. Okay. One more, and we'll call it a day. Like that. You can make any kind of pattern you want because it tends to. You can make your own pattern and stuff. You don't have to be specific and cute about it. But if you are a perfectionist, I advise you to work that out. Oh, okay. All right. Now what I'm going to do, see, is sewn on. I'll put this back up. We're going to take this and we're going to cut it. And I'm going to make a knot so that the doesn't come through. So after you make a knot, again, you're gonna take this and you're gonna slip it through with. It helps if you lick the thread. It also helps when you lick the thread when you're trying to put it through the needle because it goes through easier. I don't know why, it just does. But put that through. Like if you end on the top, then you do this. And if you start on the top, you do this method as well. And you're gonna do it to this other side too. Sorry. And basically you're gonna take it and you're gonna wrap it around the bottom of the button. And that makes sure that it stays in place. And voila, your button is sewn on. All right. So at the end of the day, practice makes perfect, and I advise you to practice on a piece of cloth before anything. I give you a little information about how this will help you and stuff like that. It's beneficial to everyone, I believe. I gave you a brief history on buttons, what materials you needed, how to sew it on your clothes, and I showed you how simple it is to sew a button on. And if you ever need a replacement, go to your grocery store and get the materials if you aren't provided the materials or you don't own them. Buttons always end up falling off because they're just buttons and you are rough probably. But grab a needle and thread and sew that bad boy back on, and don't let your apparel go to waste because of one button or two buttons. And take your time, practice, and have fun. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video.